Hi, everyone. I wanted to take a minute for today's day 6 of our 90-day challenge together to talk about living inside the vulnerable, inside relationships. And I don't want to talk about romantic, intimate relationships, but rather the intimate relationships of friendships. I think that there are several levels of intimacy we can carry within a friendship. And I think we all need to, within our individual friendships, set our expectations. And when they're not set, be curious as to what could happen to those relationships when we don't have those clear expectations or those boundaries. So, what kind of boundaries do you set in your friendships? And what kind of expectations do you have of your friends? And what are you giving and what are you able to give inside your friendships? I had over the holidays, over Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I had some troubling text messages from a friend of mine. And not a friend that I felt like I had gone to deep, intimate levels with. And I felt like maybe her expectations were a little bit different than mine. My expectations were to live exactly where we were living, with a budding friendship, hanging out and dancing and laughing and checking in with one another. That's about as deep as our friendship got. And I've known other people for about as long as I'd known her. And our friendships, for whatever reason, had gone to different levels. And I've had more intimate conversations with other people I know fairly well, who I've known for about the same amount of time. And there evidently were some expectations that our friendship go to a different level, and maybe some disappointment when it didn't. And then I got these very disrespectful text messages over the holidays, and it was sad because I feel like I'm walking away or losing a friendship that could have blossomed into something more fun. So what expectations do you set and what boundaries do you set within your friendships? How intimate do you go? I have friends that I am extremely intimate with. My good friend in Colorado, who I call my soulmate, my sister, my best friend, I definitely go intimate with her. Our conversations are deep. We can laugh. I can tell her things that I feel like I can't tell anyone. She's definitely there for me on different levels, and I for her. Interestingly enough, she and I had a conversation recently about our friendship and how deep we have gone over the years in these intimate conversations we have time and again. And it really made me think today as I woke to, how much do I want to give this fun friendship? And how much do I want to dive into what these unwritten expectations, these unknown expectations are? Or do I just want to walk away because I'm not meeting expectations? It really made me dive into what does living inside the vulnerable within a platonic friendship mean? What does that mean? What does that mean to you? How vulnerable can you get with your friends? And do you have different levels of friendships? I know I do. I feel like this particular friend who kind of has caused me some strife and some stress over the last couple of days was a very surface level friendship. We barely knew one another. And how much do you give? How much can you give? How much can you put into a friendship that you know is not going to go far? I think I've always held on to don't walk away because you never know where it could go. or I want to see this person out and dance like we've always danced and have a great time. But let me say this. I talked to another friend of mine today who gave me a quote, I think from her grandmother, and I'm going to misquote it. But it was something along the lines of, expectations are just future resentments. I think that was the quote, but I may have gotten that wrong. Maybe it's just the message. I think there may have been some expectations in this friendship that I didn't know anything about. And it's funny because people call me naive in these kinds of relationships because I don't know that someone else is feeling some expectations that I'm not feeling. And I just keep going like, life is normal, and things tend to happen right in front of me before I realize they've already happened. As I dive into being vulnerable, even in these weaker friendships, I have to ask myself, how vulnerable do I need to get? Look, I live publicly. I heal out loud. I'm the first to say things like, I'm naive. I had no idea you had these expectations because you didn't spell them out for me. But I'm also the first to acknowledge my own fault, if that's what it is, in a relationship as it crumbles. What does living inside the vulnerable in friendships mean to you? It's kind of where I've been all day. And honestly, one of the things that took me there was thinking about the friendships that I have not fostered in the last 9 months because they were shared friendships. And the disappointment I felt and the hurt I felt needing to start over because I shouldn't say no one, less than 4 people, fewer than 4 people, fewer than 5 people checked on me. And there's shared friendships. So how much do you give, and how vulnerable do you allow yourself to be when you're dealing with your friends? I guess it depends on trust and the different levels. And how do we heal out loud if we're unwilling to label our expectations and call out disappointment when we're disappointed? Clearly, this friend of mine was disappointed that her expectations weren't met. And clearly I'm in a place where I can't meet those expectations. I'm sure there's a dog walking past my house. Anyway, food for thought. Today is day 6 of our 90 days. What does it mean to you to live inside the vulnerable within a friendship? What does that mean? Share your thoughts below. Let me know what you think. Just gonna say more, but my dog interrupted me. So share your thoughts below. Thanks, guys. Take care.